Hey everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I am Coding Bug and in today's video we have got something really exciting to share with you. If you are new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any future updates. So today we'll learn how to create a pop-up box using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So let's get started. Here we have a div element with a class container. Next, we have another div element with a class box that represents the main pop-up box. Inside the box div, we have another div element with a class content. Next, we have a h2 element that represents a second level heading. Next, we have a p element that contains a paragraph of text. The content inside the paragraph is lorem ipsum text. Another paragraph element of lorem ipsum text. Next, we have a div element with a class toggle. Now let's set CSS. Here we have a universal selector. It resets the margin and the padding to 0. The box sizing is set to border box. And we choose the font family to sans serif. Next, we have a container element. Here the width is set to 100%, mean height is set to 100 ph, display is set to flex, which means it will arrange the pop-up box and toggle in a row by default. The justify content and align item is set to center, and here the background color is set to black color. Now let's style the box. Here the position is set to relative, width and height is set to 0, display is set to flex, justify content and align item is set to center, and the background color is set. Border radius is set to 25 pixels for round corner. The transform is set to translate y minus 50% so that it moves the upward by 50% to its own height. The transition is set to 0.5 seconds so that it adds smooth transition. Now let's set pseudo element. Here the content is set to empty, position is set to absolute, button is set to minus 15 pixels so that it pushes the arrow 15 pixels below the box. Next, background is set and the border radius is set to 5 pixels. And the transform is set to rotate 45 degrees so that it rotates the triangle to make it point upwards, and the transition is set to 0.5 seconds. Now let's style the content. Here the mean width is set to 400 pixels and a padding of 40 pixels. The text color is set to white and the opacity is set to 0. The transform is set to scale 0 so that it hides the content initially and it will gradually become visible and scaled up. And transition is set to 0.5 seconds so that it adds a smooth transition. Now let's style the toggle. Here the position is set to absolute, bottom is set to minus 100 pixels, mean width is set to 60 pixels, height is set to 60 pixels so that it makes a circular shape, Next, the background is set, border radius is set to 50 pixels so that it makes a rounded corner. Display is set to flex. Justify content and align item is set to center. And the transition is set to 0.5 seconds so that it adds a smooth transition. Next, we add a schedule element. Here the content is set to plus sign in the toggle button. Font size is set to 2 rem and the color is set to white. Now let's set JavaScript. Here we use a let box and it assigned to the variable box. Here the variable will represent the main pop-up box element in the JavaScript. Next we have a toggle. Here it assigned the variable to toggle. The variable will represent the toggle button element in the JavaScript. Next we have a toggle on click function. That means when the button is clicked, the code inside the function will be executed. Next we have box element. If the class is not present, it will be added. And it is already present, it will be removed. The class is responsible for changing the size and the visibility of the pop-up box when it is open or closed. Now same with the toggle. When the open class is added to the box element, the CSS. Now let's type the CSS in the open box. Here we have a box open class. The width is set to 350 pixels and the height is set to 350 pixels. Now let's set schedule element. Here the width is set to 40 pixels and the height is set to 40 pixels. Now let's set content. Here the opacity is set to 1 and the transform is set to scale 1 so that it returns to its original position. Original size. Next we have a toggle open class. Here transform is set to rotate 135 degrees so that it creates an X shape and the background color it changes. This could indicate the clicking. The toggle again will close the pop-up. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more web development tutorials.